One, CNR News live on Facebook.
Hi, I'm Joe Ross with CNR News. Today's show is all about tulips and technology. You know those two things go together. In the next 5 minutes, we're going to talk to some cool people from Tulip Time. We're going to talk about some of the new changes and updates they've made to the event. They're also going to tell you about what are some of the coolest things to do over the next week during Tulip Time. We're also going to be hearing from some technologists. Surprisingly, West Michigan has got one of the fastest technology growing sectors in the United States. Tech jobs are growing at about 6% annually. In West Michigan, they're growing at 15%, so stay tuned. Our first guest is Kevin Shane with ACD. He is a sponsor of CNR News. And Kevin, your broadband company is the backbone of Midwest Internet. It's also the backbone of Michigan and West Michigan's Internet. You guys sell phones. You guys are selling business broadband and fiber optics. Now, with all this amazing news about the growth of tech in West Michigan, what are some of the drivers of West Michigan's growing tech industry?
Oh, smart manufacturing, and there's a lot of resurgence in manufacturing, really using technology to advance better and more refined manufacturing. Food processing also is a major industry as well.
So really, the food processing, advanced manufacturing, those are base industries that have always been growing, and you're saying now tech is piggybacking on top of that.
Oh yeah, lots of aerospace firms in the area, all the way from Muskegon down to Zeeland, auto manufacturing suppliers, and a bunch of interesting companies like that. We're building fiber in Zeeland, and we've got a big project for Holland as well to connect Holland back into our main backbone along our path that heads from Muskegon down to Benton Harbor.
Well, speaking of that fiber optic network, we're actually broadcasting. Our live broadcast is actually done through cell phones over the Verizon network. This is the network this is the backbone of the fiber network that ACD has put in, and we're able to do these live broadcasts. Kevin, what do you think is the future, though? Are we going to need, even today, phones are stressing out. We still need more fiber. We still need more microcells, don't we, in West Michigan area?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We're planning on deploying small cells into areas of Holland in order to increase capacity for events such as this.
Yeah, because in fact right now a lot of people's cell phones are crashing and on all the services, so it's something that sounds like you're going to help solve that problem.
Yeah, definitely. Fiber optics will provide the backhaul for that cellular technology and allow those cell sites to be broken into smaller clusters. And along with that fiber infrastructure, we can start hooking up businesses and eventually homes in the Holland and Zeeland area.
Well, the future's coming, folks, and ACD, I think, is going to be one of the companies that's going to be bringing it to West Michigan to help accelerate the growth of tech jobs. Kevin, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Our next guest is Zach Nordhoff of ZBX Technology. He's a local entrepreneur. He's one of those guys that are growing the tech sector here in West Michigan. Zach, what exactly is this ACD fiber doing for the Zeeland-Holland area? Why do we need fiber in the first place?
Well, as businesses are growing, capacity needs are changing. Through phones, video, voice, the capacity needs to be larger, and the other incumbents are starting to struggle to keep up with that. They have the old traditional networks. ACD has been fantastic in the area, coming in and laying in the fiber right to the building, which is going to allow us to expand that capacity completely over time without having to redo the infrastructure behind it.
Okay, now Zach, I want to get a plug in for your amazing company. This is a guy local, born and bred here, started his company here. You're going to see more spin-offs like ZBX. What is the growth for your company, and what are some of the services that you folks provide?
Yeah, we do business consulting and business capacity planning. So we look at what a business is going to need going forward, and that involves partnering with companies like ACD to bring them what they need, and also looking at the future of what their applications are going to be and really grow them from that.
Okay, great. I hope you add a lot more employees, because that seems to be what's going to be happening in the near future. Zach, thanks for coming on the show, man. Appreciate it. Our next guest and final guest is a woman who needs no introduction. She's a bit of a rock star. All we have to do is mention Gwen's first name, and people seem to know who she is. Gwen, you folks have modernized this event. and which is one of the largest. We kept saying earlier it was 250,000 people will be here for the next week. It's 500,000 people from around the world that will be coming to Tulip Time here in Holland, Michigan. Gwen, what are some of the things that you folks have done to modernize the event?
Well, we've used technology as well to begin to market to people to know about Tulip Time. And it's amazing. People come from 30 different countries to Tulip Time. And so it's really a avenue for us to get out there and to let people know what we're doing. I mean, we're celebrating our Dutch history, our heritage, but the community is not all Dutch anymore, and therefore the people that come visit aren't all Dutch either.
Nice. So it really is a global village. I mean, people come here to be Dutch for the day, but it's really a global village showing up here.
Totally, it is. And so we have a lot of different events that people like to do. First off, everyone does come to see the tulips. But secondly, we have tours that you can take around town with a costume guide, with the art and craft fairs behind us. We have 3 signature parades. So lots of events for all ages, families. You can get involved in many ways.
Gwen, what do you think if somebody's planning? Now, this is going to be going on for the next week, and if somebody had to pick 2 or 3 days, which ones, if they could only be here for a day or two, which are the big events you would suggest people go to?
Well, Wednesday is one of our first parades and a really great event, the Volks Parade. And the community comes out in their Dutch costume and scrubs the streets Dutch clean with brooms and water, and that's a really great fun event. I think the second Saturday, a week from today, is got one of the largest parades in the state. It's 2.5 miles long, and many people walk that entire route in their wooden shoes.
Nice.
And a lot of entries, so it's fun.
So really, this event really is preserving the history of your culture. I mean, that's really exciting to see. Gwen, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. I know she's really busy, and you've been up since 4 o'clock this morning, and there's a long day to go ahead, so we'll let you get going.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. All right, that's all we have time for today. Our show is, we got to wrap it up. We got to get on to the festivities going on in the back here. To all the folks at Tulip Time and to our show sponsor, ACD, such an amazing company. They're offering broadband, phone, and fiber to the West Michigan area as well as the Midwest. I'm Joe Ross for CNR News. Thank you for tuning in.